Hey there, Heather. Hello there. Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to yet another Stone Cold Hockey season 64-65 when we are going to try to get the Leafs to four-peat. We were the 62, 63, and 64 champions in real life, trying to get the 65 team to do it. But right now, Detroit looks pretty dominant. They have more ties than wins, which is fun. Losses, excuse me. They're in the lead with 75 points. We're at 72. Montreal's at 71. Chicago's at 67. There are only, I believe, 7 or 8 games left. So practically the Rangers and Bruins are all done for. The goal scoring title, Bobby Hall's got 38 for the lead. Norm Ullman second. Phil Esposito third. Ronnie Ellis is one of only fourth with 30. Our Ronnie Ellis. Assist wise, Makita and Palat 1-2 for Chicago. Ullman third. Bathgate 6. That's pretty good. Points wise, Norm Ullman leads Stan Makita by 1. Bobby Hall's third. Our best point scorer is Bathgate, who's 12. Penalty minutes wise, John Ferguson, Stan McKeon, and Pierre Pilat are your three guys. We're Bob on 146. Goes against, Gump Worsley has finally come through at a shot 1.98 goes against. We're Sidechek's got a 2.11 goes against. Crozier's got a 2.21 and all that. Everyone's had their goalies play a lot. Jack Norris has only won one game. He's doing better at goes against than Jacques Plante. Standings wise, we've played 61 games out of a possible 70. Both us and Detroit only have 9 games left. Montreal has 8 left. Rangers and Boston have 7 left. Chicago only has 6 left. It looks like it might be about, well, Chicago, it's a dogfight for first place with us. We have 185 goals. We are fourth in goal scoring, but second best in goals against. Only down to Detroit. Not bad at home. On the road, we're 2 games above 500. Nobody's above 500 except for us on the road. And, well, the Rangers have more road wins than home wins. As for us, well, we got 7 more games left. We've got 3 with Detroit, 2 New York, 2 Montreal, Boston, Chicago. Yeah, 3 with Detroit, 2 with Montreal, 2 with the Rangers, Boston, Chicago, and Boston, Chicago. Oh, yeah, Boston, Chicago. We have 9 games left. So, yeah, highlights wise, you see the 18-04 loss. No team has lost, well, their worst defeat has been less than 4 goals. Only 10 hat tricks and all that. Normal Allman's the only one with 2 hat tricks in a game. Toronto 6-5, our big win over the Rangers when we were down 5-1, and then basically I replaced Sawchuk and Net with Bauer, and it worked. Our first win, Chicago Rangers from January 16th when the Rangers were up 2-0. Montreal Detroit 4-3 when Detroit was up 2-0 and choked it. And then 23 also. A recent loss to Montreal, which we were up 2-0 and we choked it. The Fangraphs. So now we play Detroit. This is big because we played those pesky Red Wings 3 times in the last 9 games. This is for first place and all that. And it will be Crozier versus Bauer for Detroit versus Toronto. We have Sawchuk, of course. They have Carl Wetzel, who's not really playing. He should be playing. Normie Allman for the Red Wings, Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, Alex Defecchia, part of the production line. Ted Lindsay is also there, brought back from Chicago. Bruce McGregor, Ron Murphy, Floyd Smith, future Leafs head coach, Parker McDonald, Ed Joyal, Paul Henderson. Yes, that Paul Henderson. He was part of Canada's 72 Summit Series win. Pitt Martin, future Blackhawk. Doug Barkley, future coach GM of the Red Wings in the Dark Ages is 70s. Gary Bergman, Larry Jeffrey. That's not how you spell my legal first name. Val Fontaine, the guy who had what 5 year streak of not getting a penalty. Lowell McDonald, Marcel Protofil, former Leaf, Al Langlois, a guy who made that stupid blind pass that saw Bob Bond score the winning goal in overtime in Game 6 of the 64 Stanley Cup Finals. Pete Gogan, Bill Gadsby, a legend, John McMillan, Andre Protopol, Warren Godfrey, Bob Dillenbow. As for us, we have the big M, Frank Mahovlich, who's struggling his goal scoring and all that pressure on him. Ron Ellis, who's been putting on numbers at number 6. Ace Bailey's little number. Dave Keon, the only Leaf to win Conn Smythe Trophy winner, and that was 1967. And his 14th retired. Bob Pulford, who would be a better head coach and GM for the Blackhawks. Red Kelly, 8 Stanley Cups. 4 with Detroit, 4 with Toronto. The most Stanley Cups by a player not playing for the Montreal Canadiens. Elliot D. Bathgate, former Rangers icon, traded to the Leafs in '64. Ron Stewart, There, George the Chief Armstrong, our captain. Tim Horton, known for bear hugs and bear claws, if you will. Jerome Pappen, Blackhawks icon in the 70s. Don McKinney. Kent Douglas. Well, McKinney came in the trade with Kent Douglas. Future Golden Seal. Pete Stankowski, the Polish Rifle. Eddie Shack. Eddie the Entertainer Shack. Carl Brewer. For defense, Alan Stanley, also on defense. Ageless one, Sticky Moore, former Habs icon. Brett Selby, future Calder Trophy winner. Billy Harris, known for his honor stuff. And Bob Bond, known for his Game 6 overtime goal, as I mentioned. Anyway, 5 minutes into the game. Red Wings, Perky McDonald. What a stop by Johnny. Not much later. Ron Ellis got hit. Then Red Wings a chance. Paul Henderson, no. 3 minutes later. Extra chance for Detroit, and Bellefontaine cannot do anything. We give Norm Ullman a jolt. Delvecchio, no. Leaves Ron Stewart, no. Last moments of the first period. Mohawk tried to score, but he fails, and we are 0-0 through 1. Rarity. 2 minutes into the game of the second period. Pulford, no. Henderson and Paul Henderson will go to the box for 2. Can we take advantage? Mahavlich, no. Battle. Aggression. Chance for Floyd Smith and a stop by Bauer off of Floyd Smith. Much later. Chesky Orr. His name ain't, it's not Ingrid Bergman, it's Gary Bergman. His second from Floyd Smith makes it 1-0 Wings. And the Red Wings have a 1-0 lead after 2. Third period. Trying to delivers a hit. Murphy will retaliate. Ron Murphy retaliates. Tim Horton, no. Shot. Oh, Tim Horton missed again. Timmy. That's for the Red Wings. Normie Ullman. His 35th from Pitt Martin and Ted Lindsay. And the Red Wings are now up 2-0. We're in trouble. That's for Dickie Moore. Oh, wow. That would have been nice. Red Wings Normie Ullman tried to get his second of the night. Empty net opportunities. Scores and the Wings shut us out 3-0. So we feel the sting of the Red Wings. We felt the sting. We tried. Toronto. We tried to score on Crozier, but he said no, sir. So we lose that one. Thursday, no game. Friday, no game. Saturday, the 13th. We host Boston. They're not going to the playoffs. Montreal wins 4-0 over Detroit. So Hodge shuts down Crozier. They went to La Provence and lost. Provo, Ferguson, LaRose, and Jimmy Roberts were all goal scorers. So Montreal kind of does us a favor, but they're now ahead of us temporarily. We host Boston. Jack Norris in the net against Johnny Bauer. Fortunately for us, Norris has only got 1 win, so we won't talk about Boston stuff. But they're pretty much out of the playoffs. The goal scoring. 5 minutes later. Chance for Pulford. Oh, stop by Norris. And a chance for Rod Stewart. Oh, no. Battle aggression. But that's a 2-minute penalty. Murray Oliver can't do it. Chance score. Pop, power play goal. Prentice makes perfect. His 15th from Bob McCord. We're tied. 1 minute later. Chance for Selby. No. 1-1 tie. 5 minutes later. 31st from Stamkowski makes 2-1. Keep making mistake of not doing that thing. And Ted Green goes to the box for 2. From Stanley and Brewer makes it 3-1 Leafs. 5 minutes later, battle. Hurry over to the box. Chance for Bathgate. Chance for Armstrong. No. 3 minutes later. Chance for Leo Boulan. No. Gresham. Well, we've hurt their attack. Well, Tim Hortons in the box for 2 minutes. That's a jet score! Power play goal. Murray Oliversess is 18 from Rudge Fleming. I didn't know he could score points, but yeah, the Leafs are now up 3-2 after 2. Early on, a hit by 1 and a 2-minute call. Boston has a chance to tie. Busick, they killed the zone on Dutchy. A double hit. Much later. Chance for Kurtenbach? No. 4 minutes later. Chance for the Brunsky or Forbes Kennedy. The Forbes 500 list. His 5th goal. The future Leaf who would get in deep trouble in 1969 in the playoffs. From Fleming and Busick. Makes it 3-3. Oh boy. 2 minutes later. That was 32nd from Armstrong and the Big M. 4-3. 2 minutes later. That's for the Leafs. Armstrong. I do not chance. Busick trying to get the point, but they fail, and the Leafs win 4-3 against the bottom feeders. Boston gave us a hard time. Norris losing the Brewer. Poor Jack Norris, only 1 win. Bruins goals by Prentice, Oliver, and Forbes Kennedy. Leaf goals by Mahovlich, Ellis, Stewart, and Ellis again, his 32nd. 3 goals by Rons. Sunday night, we head to Chicago. Big game. Detroit-Boston. Detroit wins 5-3. Crozier beats Johnston. Boston goals by Busick, Ted Green, and Eddie Westfall. Detroit goals by McGregor, Henderson, Joyle, Parker McDonald, and then Urmi Allman. Montreal Rangers. And the Rangers tie Montreal. That kind of helps us in a way. Ranger goals by Robinson with 2, but Shangi, Talbot, and Backstrom scoring for them Canadiens. So now we got to go to Chicago. Because I know they're in 4th. So it's Zajac against Glenn Hall. We really need this to keep pace with Detroit for first place. Try to chase for first place and put the Blackhawks in 4th. So Terry Zajac in that against Glenn Hall. Chicago's got the Golden Jack Brett, Bobby Hall. Why did I say Brett? Stan Mikita, the guy who was penalty filled. He could score, but he got too many penalty minutes. But then his 2-year-old daughter basically said, "Why is Daddy in the penalty box?" And he cleaned up his act. Kenny Warham, Phil Esposito, former Blackhawk before he became a Bruin, one of the most lopsided trades of all freaking time. Chico Mackey, Chico Time, Piero Pilat, a legend for the Hawks. Eric Nesterenko, Dougie Moans, who played until he was 42. Bill Hay, Dennis Hall, Bobby's brother. John Pye McKenzie, who would later go to the Bruins, alongside Fred Stanfield. Camille Leo Henry, who they picked up from the Rangers. Matt Ravlich, Al McNeil, the recently deceased coach of the 71 Habitants. Doug Jarrett, Moose Vasco, Wayne Hillman, and Ken Hodge Sr. We go to Chicago Stadium early on. Chance for Chicago, Bobby Hall. No. 2 minutes later. Espo turns it over. Ellis. Oh, damn it, Ellis. Deliver a hit. No call. Chance for Ron Ellis. Saved by Hall. Much later. Chance for Armstrong. No. Much later again. Fox Makita. No. And that's the end of the period. No score. 1 minute later. Warham tried to start quickly. No. Battle. The Leafs get penalized. Bob Bonds, the first penalty taker. Stanfield misses about Keon for a chance. Damn it. And Warham, they killed the zone on Kenny Warham. Much later. Delivery hit. Much later. It's Chico time. Chico Mackey from Bill Hayes. 4 minutes later. Ron Stewart stopped by Hall. Damn it. Stewart had a chance, but we can't score on Glenn Hall. 3 minutes later. Battle aggression. Well, Bill Hayes in the box for 2. Can we make him pay for it? Horton, no. Much later. They're killing the clock. As for Bobby Hall, stop by Sawcheck. Nice job. Battle. Brewer goes to the box for 2. Mackenzie will kill the kill zone. This is going to be an interesting game. And that's it. Somehow, in some way, old-time hockey works and the Blackhawks win 1-0. The only goal was Chico Mackey in the second period. Kind of a boring game, but we lost 1-0. Damn. So that's going to ruin us. Chicago-Boston on the Wednesday. Chicago crushes Boston 4-2. Ducharty beats Norris, who tries for a second win, but can't. Maxer and Fleming for Boston. Fleming's got 12. Wow. Hey, Makita, Ravlich, and Pilat with the goals. Thursday night, we're in Montreal. Detroit crushed Boston 5-1. Norris can't win to save his life. Crozier does his job. Ted Green his 8th. Delvecchio will have 2. McGregor, Bergman, and Parker with the goals. They should put like Carl Wetzel in the net. Like it's almost like guaranteed. Is this the last video? Oh, it might be. So we're in Montreal, and it is going to be Sawcheck versus Hodge in the nets. For us head to Montreal trying to beat those pesky guys. I think we're tied. Yeah, we are tied, but we have more wins, so we're technically second. We don't want Montreal to overtake us, but they have Claude Provo, Rob Backstrom, the guys 6 years later would be traded to Los Angeles to make sure that the Golden Seals were the worst team in the NHL, thus giving the Toronto Maple Leafs, thus giving the Habs the number 1 overall pick, who they took Guy Lafleur for. Henri Pocket, Rocket Richard, Claude LaRose, Shutterman, John Belleville, Dave Fallon, John Ferguson, the policeman, if you will, who had a bastard son. Leafland knows that. Bobby Russo, Dick Duff, former Leaf. Gilles Tremblay, Shungy Talbot, a good defenseman. Yvon Roadrunner Cournoyer, Jacques Laperriere, a great defenseman / head coach. J.C. Tremblay, better defenseman for the Quebec Nordiques in the WJ. Jimmy Roberts, not the tennis guy. Leon Rosberg, Ted Harris, Red Berenson, who would be better known for being with the St. Louis organization 3+ years later. Terry Harper, Noel Picard, who also was a Blue. Of course, we all know about him tripping Bobby Orr. Keith McCurry, Gary Peters, Brian Hudson, and Andre Boudrias. Early on, we get penalized. Andre Richard got hit, and Dickie Moore will take a box. Duff misplays it. Kelly scores. Short-hander. His 14th Kelly from Harris and Douglas. Billy Harris can score points. Wow. Ouch. He got plugged. A battle? Ferguson, no doubt he's off for 2. Oh, misses! And short-handed gets up. He's got nothing but that stuff from McCreary and LaRose. Keep McCreary, 7th assist. Didn't think he could score. Fred Kelly, they killed his own off of Kelly. Brad Kelly. 3 minutes. On a Richard? No. 3 minutes later. I know you'll be thinking, wait a minute, you should be speaking French. 2 minutes later, action, Shaq, no. Battle, deliver hit. 2 minutes later. Hits the road. And after 1 period, Montreal's got a 2-1 lead. They're chasing for second place. Duff and Russo, we have Kelly. 4 minutes later, there's a fight. Harris and Mahovlich. That's not fair. Ted Harris can fight Frank Mahovlich. What are you doing? We need you. But nothing else happens. Montreal trying to kill the clock, if you will. Scores! Mahovlich. His 18 for Ronnie Ellis, who rarely gets assists. It's 2-2. Sergio Wright. And Toronto will go to the box for 2. Backstrom can't do anything. So it's 2-2 after 2. Shoot this up. Carla Rose. No, 5 minutes later. Has a chance. Stick Duff. Stop by Sawcheck. Beautiful stop off of Duff. 2 minutes later. A battle. Noel Picard for 2. Leaf score. Power play goal. Brett Selby. The future Calder Trophy winner, his second from Ron Ellis, who's got a second assist tonight. We're up 3-2. 2 minutes later. Ellis gets hit. Now empty net camp. Backstrom stopped by Sawchuk. How did he stop Backstrom? And we shocked the world. They score. We win 3-2 in Montreal. They're not happy. They were up 2-1. Well, pair of shorthanded goals. Kelly for us and then Duff for Montreal. Then Russo scored 2-1. But the final 2 periods, Sawchuk stood on his freaking head. Mahovlich and Selby with the winners. And we are at the 20-minute mark. Detroit Rangers on a Friday night. Sees a tie, a 5-5 tie at that. Crozier and Plante. So Detroit, what? Detroit was up 5-0, and the Rangers come out to tie. Wow, that's a game of the year candidate. Joyo, Parker, Ullman, and Murphy scoring. It looked like it was over, but the Rangers scored 5 goals off of Crozier. Hick and Gotti, Rattel, and Seeley. Kitchener. Wow, can't believe Detroit was up 5-0 and they choked. It's 1 point. Yeah, we are at the 20-minute mark. I think, well, there's one more week left. Chicago, Montreal. Sees Montreal win 4-1 as Hodge beats Hall, ruining Chicago's chances probably to take top 3. Espo scored his 33rd, but Berenson, remember his name a few years, Ferguson, Ballin, and Jean Beliveau. We faced the Rangers, and they tied. Paye Taisacha. We were up 3-0 on these guys, and the Rangers came back again to tie. McKenny, Pulford, and Red Kelly. So it looked like the Leafs were going to crush the Rangers in the fine powder, but Gilbert and then Gotti scored twice, and somehow, in some way, Sawchuk let them off the hook. And the Rangers were down 5-0 to Detroit, tied the game for 1 point, and then we tie the Rangers again. We can't kick them out. They're cockroaches. Sunday night, we go head back to Rangerland. Montreal beats Boston 3-2 like they should. Hodge beats Johnston. Boston goes by Shock and Oliver, Backstrom, LaRose, and Ballin for Montreal. Chicago, Detroit, and Chicago wins 9-2 as Crozier gets his bell run. They should have put Wetzel in. Detroit scores by Pronovo and Parker. Chicago scored 6 goals in the first period. Hay, Makita, Warren, Bobby, Pilot, and Hay. And then Hall scored a second of the night. Espo made 8-0 and then 9-0. So 2 goals from Bill Hay, 2 from Bobby Hall, and 2 from Phil Esposito. 9-2. Big shocker. We head to New York and lose. Bauer loses to Plante. How did we lose? We were up 1-0. Brewer scored, but Marshall and Gotti, Robinson, and Ingerfield scoring the goals. And somehow the Rangers have been giving us headaches. 1 more week left. And we are in 3rd place. We're 5 points back. How many games do we have? 67. So I think we only have 6. Yeah, we have an outside chance of being number 1. Chicago's only 4 points back of us. The Rangers at least aren't the worst team in the NHL. So yeah, so Bobby Hall leads the goal scoring. Ellis is 4th. Keon's 14th. Sawchuk still has the best goals against 2.1 despite choking against the Rangers. Crozier 2nd, Glenn Hall 3rd. Yeah, Jack Norris 3.57. Finally, Crozier's got 8 shutouts. I'm actually shocked. Well, he's played 67 games, of course. So standings wise, everyone's played 67 games for Chicago and Boston. So Chicago and Boston only have 2 left. Chicago pretty much has to win both to get out of 4th place. But, well, we just need a point. We're 1 point back in Montreal. At least we still have 3 games left. But at least with Montreal, we still are in chase with them. It's going to be hard to catch Detroit. We've only scored 196 goals, but we've given up 163. We're tied with Detroit for the fewest. We've done well at home. On the road, we're only 1 game above 500, but the next best road team is Detroit with a 500 mark on the road. So at least we're above 500 on the road. Teams-wise, yeah. We got Montreal and then a home and home with Detroit. So if we beat, this is big against Montreal, and then the game against Detroit will be big because Sunday night we have to head to Detroit, and they'll probably put Wetzel in the net. Highlights-wise, that. So yeah, Chicago and us are the only two teams to not lose a game by at least 5 goals. Everyone else, even Detroit and Montreal, Chicago beat them 7-1 one time, and Detroit got beaten 9-2 recently. 10 hat tricks. Montreal, Detroit, 23 points. Toronto, Montreal, 4-3. Yeah, so got some very fantastic games and all that. I'm actually shocked that the Detroit Rangers game, the 5-5 game, actually is not. Where the heck are they? Why is it not memorable? I mean, the Rangers came back from 5 to tie. I guess they don't. I guess they don't really have ties, but Detroit Rangers had a 4-4 tie. Why the hell is that game not up there? Anyway, we have one more video until the postseason. Anyway, I'm just gonna do